Let me show you something worth noticing. There's a particular moment that happens to people who finally have money. Not the first time they make it, the moment after that, when they realize they can't get back what they traded to earn it. It usually happens quietly. Someone sitting in a nice house they worked 15 years to afford, and they're looking at photos of their kids as teenagers, and something clicks. The house is theirs. The kids are nearly grown, and there's no amount of money that can return them to the years when those kids were 7 and 9 and wanted nothing more than to be around their parents. This isn't about regret in the traditional sense. It's not that the work was wrong or the money was wasted. It's that time revealed itself to be the only non-negotiable asset in the entire system, and by the time that revelation arrived, a significant portion of it was already gone. Most people spend their 20s and 30s operating under an invisible assumption. The assumption is that time is abundant and money is scarce. So the rational move is to trade the abundant thing for the scarce thing. This logic is so embedded in how we think about work and career and success that we don't even notice we're following it. We just do. We take the extra shift, the longer commute, the job that pays more but demands weekends. We defer the trip, delay the conversation, postpone the visit. Not forever, just until things settle, until we've built something, until we're secure. And then a decade passes, and the person we were planning to visit has died. Or the friend we were going to reconnect with has moved on. Or the window when our kids wanted our presence instead of our absence has closed. And the money we earned during that decade is still there, sitting in an account, convertible into almost anything, except the specific moments we missed. Here's what makes this especially confusing. Money is flexible. It can become a car, a dinner, a vacation, a medical procedure, a sense of safety. It has this remarkable property of being almost universally exchangeable. So we treat it as the ultimate resource. We build our lives around getting it, and in doing so, we make an accounting error. We forget that time isn't flexible at all. It can't be converted. It can't be saved for later. It can only be spent once, in real time, and then it's gone. There's a man I know who made a fortune in his 40s. He worked brutal hours for years, barely saw his family, built a company that eventually sold for enough money that he'd never have to work again. He told me once that the strangest part wasn't the wealth. It was the irrelevance of it. His kids were adults. His marriage had quietly become a professional partnership. The life he thought he was building toward had already happened in his absence, and no amount of money could reconstruct it. He wasn't bitter. That's the part that stuck with me. He wasn't angry or full of regret. He was just confused, because he'd done everything right by the logic he'd been given. He'd worked hard, delayed gratification, invested in the future, and the future arrived exactly as planned, except the people in it had aged past the versions of themselves he'd been picturing. This is the thing about time that nobody tells you directly. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't send warnings. It just moves steadily in one direction. And the people and moments you think will always be available eventually aren't. Your parents get older. Your children grow up. Your friends drift. Your body changes. And all of this happens while you're busy making money, which you are making in part so you can enjoy life later with the people who will no longer be the same people by the time later comes. The cruelest part is that the realization tends to arrive after the trade is complete. You don't notice what you're giving up while you're giving it up because you're focused on what you're getting. The salary, the title, the security. It's only later, when you try to use the money to buy back what you missed, that you discover it doesn't work that way. You can't pay someone to be young again. You can't purchase a do-over of a specific year. You can't convert wealth into the experience of being present for the moments that mattered. Some people respond to this by swinging in the opposite direction. They quit their jobs, sell everything, travel the world, declare that experiences are all that matter. But that's just another form of the same mistake. It's still treating time as something that can be optimized, maximized, spent correctly. It's still assuming there's a right answer, a formula, a way to win. What's actually true is harder to act on. Time is the constraint. It's the thing that makes every other decision matter. And it doesn't care about your plans. It doesn't wait for you to be ready. It doesn't pause while you build your career or save for retirement or finish one more project. It just continues indifferently. And the version of your life that exists right now, the people in it, the moments available to you, the specific configuration of circumstances you're in will never exist again. This doesn't mean work is bad or money is meaningless. It means that every hour you trade for money is an hour you're not trading for something else. And unlike money, you can't earn that hour back later. You can't save it. You can't invest it and watch it grow. You can only spend it once, and what you spend it on becomes your life. The people who seem to understand this aren't the ones with perfect balance. They're the ones who've accepted that every choice is a trade, and that some of those trades are permanent. They're the ones who've stopped waiting for permission to live the life they have right now with the people who are in it right now, at the ages and stages they currently are. Not because they've figured something out, but because they've realized there's nothing to figure out. Time is moving. You're in it. And every moment you spend trying to optimize the future is a moment you're not spending in the present, which is the only place your actual life is happening. There's no resolution to this, no strategy that solves it. You can't have everything. You can't be everywhere. You can't maximize all variables at once. You can only choose over and over what you're willing to trade and what you're not. And the cost of getting that choice wrong isn't measured in money. It's measured in years you can't revisit, and people you can't get back, and versions of your life that close quietly while you're looking somewhere else. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's next.